Hi guys, it's Santina back with another art video for the week, back to our normal schedule with Friday uploads. I hope you all had an awesome new year. It is 2021, finally. I felt like this year has been the longest year, but has also flown by. So I just want to thank you all for a very good year. I know it has been unexpected to say the least, but you all did an amazing job at making the best of it. Keep up the good work, and hopefully we will be together soon. One thing about 2020 is the fact that a lot of things were out of our control. And that was probably one of the most nerve-wracking things, is there were so many unanswered questions. How long is this going to go on for? How long will I have to wear this mask, this face shield? There were just a lot of things that we were told to do, but we weren't sure how long we were going to have to do them. And with today's art therapy directive, I thought that we can focus on things that we can control. As human beings, we like to be in control of things. We like to have a set schedule. We like to know what is coming next. For today, I want to focus on simply that. What is something that we can depend on, things that we can rely on. List making is something that really helps me keep everything in check. And that is kind of what we're going to be doing today. The supplies that you are going to need are a piece of paper, again, blank piece of paper, construction paper, whatever you have, and a writing utensil. I'm going to use these markers because I have them handy. And I'm going to start by drawing a circle. Now, the bigger circle you draw, the more things you can fit inside it. There we go. And inside the circle, I'm going to write things I can control. And then on the outside of the circle, I'm going to write things that I can't control. Your paper is going to look something like this. The next part of the directive is pretty simple. You are going to write things that you can't control. An example of something that I can control is my artwork. I can control how I want it to look and kind of manipulate the materials to really make something that represents who I am. So on the inside of the circle, I'm going to write art. So that's on the inside of the circle. On the outside of the circle, an example of things that I can't control, I'm going to write COVID-19. Right? And I'm going to really just kind of sit down and think about things that I can and can't control, and you can feel free to sit down with me and do this alongside watching the video. Now that I took a couple minutes to write down some things that I can and cannot control, I wanted to review with you some things that I put on my list. And I'm going to start with some things that I can control. Things that I can control. I can control how I feel. I know last week we talked about perception and how we can change the meaning of words and how we feel about them. That's something that I can control. Usually change is predominantly a negative word, or a lot of times is viewed as a negative word. However, I'm changing how I view that word, and that is something that I can control. Something that I can't control is how other people feel. I can do my best to be kind to others. If somebody reacts a certain way to a situation, that's something that is out of my control. Again, that person can control how they feel, and I can control how I feel, but these two don't really go hand in hand, and that is okay. You can't control absolutely everything, and you can't control other people. You can control what you do and how you present yourself. One of the things that I put kind of on the border of things that I can and can't control, my dogs. I sometimes can control them with treats if I want them to sit, and if they want that treat, they're going to sit for it. However, as I'm trying to film this video, Juno came up behind me and wouldn't stop crying. Again, that's something that I wasn't able to control. Another thing that I put on things that I can control, I can control making time for myself. That is something that is very important. Making time for yourself and making time for doing things that you enjoy doing. Oftentimes, we will make excuses for not making time for ourselves. And it is important to recognize when we are making excuses and changing that. How many times are we sitting down looking on our phones when we can be doing something way more productive? We can be reading a book. We can always be doing something that will make us feel better. Another thing that I put under things that I can't control is the pandemic, and that I wanted to tie into having to wear a mask, not being able to go out and do all the things that we would normally do. That's something that I can't control. That doesn't make it easy. That is simply just putting on paper, this is something that is out of my hands, and the only thing I could do is my part in hopefully ending all of this. And I want you guys to try and understand that unfortunately the pandemic is not something that we can control. While that doesn't make things any easier, knowing that we are all in this together kind of unifies the situation. The last thing I put underneath things that I can't control is cleaning my house. I am one of those people that enjoys cleaning. I enjoy things being tidy, and if your house is anything like my house, especially after the holidays, it's a little messy, and that is something that I can fix. I can do a better job at putting things where they belong rather than just tossing them on the table because I'm feeling a little lazy that day. This is a directive that would definitely work better if we were in person. However, I want you guys to work on making lists. Making lists and writing things down allows us to visually see, for example, in this directive, things that we can and can't control. Although it doesn't offer any answers, for example, the fact that the pandemic is something that we can't control, it is important to remember that we are all in this together. The pandemic is something that has a lot of power. However, I don't have any power over it as long as I'm doing my part and I'm doing what I need to be doing. And it is important to recognize that that's all I can really do, and that's all you can really do as well. If you would like to post a picture, you can compare and see what other people feel they do and don't have control of. And sometimes just knowing that you're not alone is enough. I know this video is rather short and would probably be best if we were in person. If you would like to save your papers and bring them in the next time that we are open, we can absolutely discuss more of things that we can and can't control. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and remember to look out for the next art box that'll be arriving sometime next week. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend, and Happy New Year! Bye!